Hey everybody, what's going on? I This is going to be like a completely different video than I normally do. Anyway, we'll get right to the point. I have purchased storage units at auction for like 15, no, let's see, about 15 years, long time. And I bring all that stuff home and I sort through it. I put some stuff on eBay, offer up Craigslist, I have garage sales, some stuff I used to send to the auction. I better shut this computer here. Oh, that's better. But I just, every once in a while I find something that I think that I found the thing that I'm like, okay, I won't get surprised anymore. But this, I bought this storage unit. This guy graduated high school in 1976 in like New Orleans, went into the Air Force, Vietnam. No, he could not have. Could not. His dad was in Vietnam. That's right. Anyway, this guy was in the Air Force, or before that, became an Eagle Scout. Then went into the Air Force. Then ended up being like a DoD contractor for like Raytheon, and was like a computer engineer, and had just all kinds of interesting stuff. But this was the most interesting thing, because I think this guy did this when he was like, I don't know, I'm guessing around 10 or 12 or something like that. Even if he did this in his like teens in high school, it's pretty interesting. So it was some kind of project, I guess, or I don't know if this guy just did this on his own, but he designed a car, probably can't hear me over there, with like schematics and the electrical system and like essays on how his car is going to be assembled and how it's going to work. Blueprints for the Alto L. It's his car called the Alto L. Check that out. What does that look like? No answer from the peanut gallery. Right. So I guess I'll just start with this one. All of this stuff is in this envelope. Here's the computer for it. So keep in mind, this is gotta be mid-60s?
At least 50 or so.
Huh?
At least 50
Mid-60s, around 70. Somewhere around there, I think, is
60,
when
60 years old?
this kid drew all this stuff. So, oh, dude, I can't read all that. Okay, how do I do this? All right. Long range wide field electric eye wires, IBM Pi 4 IV, that's got to be some kind of IBM operating system, computer, 2 fluid tank, type used in the landing of Apollo. So there's page 2 of that. This gets better too. So he shows the shocks used for the Alto L. It looks like there's a hydraulic shock system with a automatic switch to turn on and off the hydraulic pump. He drew that system out here. Okay, this one, cage of boiler interior of the Alto SS. Cage of boiler? What is that? Even. Okay, maybe we'll read something later that, so anyway, here's like this next schematic. Kid drew up. This guy might have thought of some, good Lord, some technology that's actually around in the mid-60s to 70s that's being used right now. And actually there is some, because you'll see, watch this. I don't get excited about anything anymore. I'm just like, whatever. But when I started looking through this, I actually stopped looking through it so I could continue to be genuinely surprised when I see like the rest of it that I haven't seen. this right here, I haven't gone through this stuff, and I think this is more like schematics and stuff like that. So keep in mind, the person that did this, if you're just joining in, all four of you, I'm just doing this kind of to be able to save this to YouTube so I can show this to people, because there might be something like on here where they go, oh, hey, that's a good idea, and I have no idea. This is over my head. I'm not an engineer, but all right, this kid drew out a schematic for the powertrain. He wrote power system on here, but it's got a reactor. Is it like a nuclear reactor, a water tank, a turbine, 12 valve turbine, a generator, a 4-speed transmission, and then there's the crankshaft. I'm sorry, I'm keeping you in suspense. I'll show you this here in a minute. Top view of reactor, water tank, 25-gallon boiler, 5-speed transmission. So yeah, so like I'm sorry, this thing's all folded. Let's see if this will work better. There we go. That's better. So this is the schematic of the powertrain with an atomic reactor and a generator and a turbine and a 4-speed transmission. 4 on the floor. 4 on the floor. Somebody said I look like I'm losing weight. Yeah, we did 70 landscaping jobs this year. Like lifting heavy shit every single day, trimming trees, hauling wheelbarrows of dirt. There's 0% chance I could consume enough calories each day to keep up with what we do. I just now ate about like a 2,000 calorie burrito that Andrea made me. It was like an MRE burrito. All right, so back to this video is about this kid that designed this car in mid-60s to early 70s and drew out schematics for everything, essays on how it works, and that's all this video is about. Not how fat I'm not. All right, so apparently this is the rear of the Alto L, A-L-T-O-L, that's the name of the car. It's got a record player, it has a bar, speakers to and from driver. Oh, okay, so it has an intercom system, a radio, that's all right. 8-track, it's got a phonograph and an 8-track. This has got to be a ginormous car. Armrest. Oh, it seats 4 across. Okay, so this is looking down. Seats. This is a car in the 60s for like a current DJ. It seriously has a record player and an 8-track player. I bet this kid showed this to his friends in school, and they probably gave him so much shit for it. Like, you're a nerd. And now there's like, well, actually, hold on. That was that little bundle of blueprints and schematics and stuff like that. All right, this is kind of long, and I'm not going to make it all the way through this without like getting stuck, because some of the handwriting is kind of hard to read. Maybe Andrea will read it from over to the side and narrate it. That lady at the restaurant in California told you had a pretty voice. You should talk on camera more. No? Okay, shaking head no. All right, so this kid wrote all this out. The body of the Alto L, the Alto SS, he's got an SS model, will be made of Endura. Is that like a real thing? What is Endura? Am I allowed to drink beer on YouTube? Do I get kicked off for that? Yeah, let's try it. All right. Goodbye, channel. No, there's somebody on YouTube that has, like, this. It's Friday night. I've been working all day. This is my vacation tonight. Where have you been, Mike? Where have I been? I've been working. We did 70 landscape, moving, other skilled trade labor jobs this year, and sold, like, I don't know, a lot of items on eBay, buying storage units, and just like kind of checked out for a while, and been focusing like more like stuff like this. That's where I've been. Been busy, trying to survive. Where'd I leave off? The engine will be, okay, no. The Alto SS will be made of Endura. The type used to make the bumper of the Pontiac GTO. This dude was into cars. He knew what they used to build the bumper of the Pontiac GTO in whatever year this was. The engine will be, what? The engine will be of atomic structure. Hold on. This kid's building like nuclear reactor cars. In like what, 8th grade? Well, I guess I was drunk anyway. Instead of the car being run on electrical motors, like the atomic subs, it is run on a steam turbine. All right, that sounds like that doesn't go together to me, but maybe somebody's like, holy shit, that's a good idea, kid. The reactor will be cast in a 3-inch steel cast with a rubber and radioactive proof lining. What? Did this kid see this? No. This kind of stuff wasn't in movies in the 60s, was it? Yeah, it was. The rubber will be 1/4 of an inch thick. The radioactive proof insulate with radioactive proof insulation. Oh, he's thinking ahead to make sure it's insulated. That's cool. The motor and the circulation pump will be 1/2 horsepower electric motor. I read this part earlier and I was like, did this kid actually calculate all of this stuff to figure out that you would need a 1/2 horsepower motor to run his atomic whatever the hell this is? Or is he just like throwing shit out there? I don't know. That'd be pretty impressive. The circulation pipe will be a 3-inch pipe with a radioactive, what? Outers? I don't know. Outers and inner shell. Sorry, this is like in somebody's handwriting from a long time ago, so that, and I'm like half blind. We need better light in here. The boilers will be 1-inch steel, 10-gallon capacity. The system pipe to hold steam from the boiler to the turbine will be 1 inch long in joints, 6 by 3 by 2 inch. The turbine will be 5 inches long in diameter. Some engineer out there some people are watching this like, dude, why are you even doing this? And I'm doing this because some engineer out there is gonna see this and be like, that's amazing. And he'll have like a little tear going down his eye, like goosebumps that some like 10 or 12-year-old wrote this in the 60s. So I'm doing that for you. I know you're out there, like 1 or 2 of you at least will see this. It'll be way more excited than I was to read all this and how this kid thought of this. Like, this guy put a lot of time and effort in. This took this kid like months to do this. Okay, there will be, the turbine will be 5 inches long, 1 inch in diameter. There will be 12 valves for the steam engine into the turbine. That was the schematic he drew with the 12 valve turbine. Okay, so he's consistent here. For the steam to escape into the turbines, the generator will have the capacity to make all the electricity the car needs. Sorry, there was a shadow there. The transmission will be a 5-speed. Oh, no, he said 4-speed in the other one. It was a 4 on the floor, so 5-speed. That's okay. You can. It's a prototype. You could have both. 4-speed automatic, 5-speed manual. But oh, he shows the gears here: neutral, reverse, drive, L plus L2. Ooh, that must be like special to the Alto L. Special gear. Oh, maybe that's atomic drive. L1 and L2, atomic, and never mind. These will be 2 cars, the Alto L and the Alto SS. One car, the Alto L, will be for luxury. The interior of the Alto L will have seats with 7-inch foam padding with a headrest, seat belt, and shoulder harness. Cars hardly even had seat belts at this time, so this kid was like super safety oriented. He's like, we should have those shoulder harnesses in there. Smart kid. The dashboard will have 3-inch padding and an inflatable gas bag, so when the cars hit another car or the obstacle, the bag will inflate or impact and shield the people from the dash. This motherfucker invented the airbag in the 60s right here. Here, look. Sorry, take a screenshot. Sorry about the language, but this is the first time reading it. Okay. Anyway, take a screenshot of that if you want. Oh, no, hold it still. Okay, is there any published literature anytime around here where it's like, when is the patent for the airbag? When was that? Okay, this kid just described the airbag in his Alto S though. That's somebody out there is freaking out right now too, or will eventually. They'll be like, no way. Did that kid get paid for that? He let one of his friends read this, and his friend was like, that's so stupid, dude. And he went and told his dad, and like, hey, dude, my friend just told me this thing. And then now those guys like own an island and all the other patents. Okay. All right, this is, there's 2 more pages, no, 3, good Lord. All right, well, that's what this video is about. If you don't like hearing about kids inventing cars that didn't exist, that now partially exist in some ways, like the airbag, then this video is not for you. Instead of a steering wheel, oh, here we go. Instead of a steering wheel, will be a stick. What? Can't? Babe, can you help me read this word? Can't. What's that?
Where, second line?
You could usually read like terrible penmanship.
Will be a stick connecting to.
Connecting to?
Yeah.
Okay, there
I
will
just
be
didn't know how to spell it.
Okay, there will be a stick connecting to. It was spelled wrong. I should have been able to read it because that's usually how I. So instead of a steering wheel, there will be a stick connected to I can't get mad at this dude because he writes better than I do, but I'm having a tough time. Oh, hydraulic system to the, oh, I'm sorry you guys, I cannot read some of this. Okay, instead of a gas pedal, there will be a speed stick to regulate the flow of stream to the turbine through the valves. So like on a boat. All right, so there's no steering wheel, there's this stick and back and forth like a boat. So there's a BMW out right now that I think has something similar to that that just came out this year. Like what he described. Turbine through the valves. Okay, for something will be, okay, I'm having a tough time, okay, I don't, there will be a water pump, speed and water flow, intercooled level tank. Okay, I'm just gonna have to skip through some of this because the speedometer and RPM for the something water level gauge of boilers so the driver can see if he needs water in the boiler and not a radioactive isotope gauge. What? Steam. Okay, so the clock, there will be wipes, lights. Okay, he's talking about the lights, cubby holes. Hey, what's going on? I'm doing a live YouTube thing right now. Rear of the Alto will have a console set. Okay, that's the thing we saw with the record player. Oops, I forgot this was backwards. Rear phonograph. Okay, so he's explaining all that stuff that we just went over in the schematic at the back with the record player, the 8-track player. Tapes weren't out yet when he did this. Otherwise, he would have had a tape player, a CD player for sure. I'm surprised he wasn't like, there should be a radio that has a shiny disc you insert that has all of your music on it. On the Alto SS, drivers see like something. Okay, so. Oh, hold on. I was about to stop reading this because it was taking too long, but this gets better. On the Alto SS, the driver's seat will be like the Alto L, except the clock and the. Something the same. Okay, the shocks in the Alto SS will be ordinary shocks. Put the shocks on the something L will be special. Okay, that's part I'm trying to get through. There will be an electric eye connected to a computer when the camera spots a bump, it sends an impulse to the computer which analyzes the bump. It sends an impulse to the fluid pump and will turn it on to pump the fluid into the tank from the shock absorbers. Holy shit. Nobody was thinking, huh?
In the 60s?
In the 60s, this kid thought of a camera.
Super Unicorn just said it's a Tesla. That's what you said.
He invented a Tesla.
That's what you said, like,
Okay,
before we
because
started the video.
this guy's name was Clayton Miller, Clayton Miller. He worked for he was in the Air Force for, I don't know how long, 4-6 years, something like that. He worked in communications flight. He lived here in Arizona. He might still be, he's a disabled veteran. He might still be alive. I don't think he is, but I don't know. He might. Anyway, this was a storage unit that I purchased at auction, and this is full of this stuff, and There's just some amazing stuff in there. This coffee table that I'm that I'm sitting at right now, this guy in the storage unit, this guy was like a woodworker, and he kept a whole bunch of old wood, old 100-year-old barn wood, old growth beams and stuff like that. Had tons of woodworking tools and all that stuff, and I brought all that home from that storage unit. And I'm gonna pull this camera back real quick. My table's a little bit of a mess, but like I literally took that wood out of that unit, and I got a glass top and added some lights, and I just built that coffee table out of it. And I built two other ones that are similar that have inlaid glass tops from that guy. This guy that designed this car, that's the guy that saved this wood and had all the tools in the storage unit. That I used the tools and the wood to from Clayton to build these. So I think that dude would be pretty happy that I did those. Anyway, back to this guy that just like invented the Tesla in the 60s. At age 12. This is insane. Like, I can't believe we found this. I don't get that excited about finding stuff in storage units because I've done it for so long, but like I've never ever found anything like this where some kid invented a Tesla at a project, a school project. I have like goosebumps right now.
Like a Boy Scout race car?
I don't know. Oh, I thought it was. I thought this was one of those. So like when I was in the Boy Scouts, we built those cars with the wood, and there's like a little weight on the bottom, and you put a piece of metal on top, and you send it down the track. That's what I thought that this was. And then I started reading, and I was like, no, this is totally not that. So this I haven't opened. This looks like just like a newspaper article or some kind of thing. I don't know. Let's see. Steam powers new engines. Okay, so this is a science feature. This is some kind of publication that he just kept to put in here, probably as.
Somebody do a story about his car?
No, there's like a bus that shows like a powertrain system. So like team power, new engines, bus showing powertrain, and it's like natural gas and different ways of combustion to run the bus. All right, so this is like one of those, like when they open baseball card packs, you don't know what's in it. Like I have no clue what's in this one. I haven't opened it up. I haven't looked at it, so I'm gonna. That'd suck if me drinking a beer in here ruined the whole video. People on YouTube drink beer. Okay. Are you not allowed to? Am I not? I forgot how. I don't know.
How censored the world
How
has
censored the
become.
world? Yeah. Like, am I allowed to do this? I served in the United States Air Force for 14 years. Am I allowed to drink a beer on my YouTube channel? Well, I'm reading some stuff. Are you on here, bro? Are you on this? Oh, okay. What is anybody asking me anything that I should be answering before I open up the?
We've got Lynn Maynard, Planet Hat, Super Unicorn, Summer Breeze. Going back, who else was on here? Sam.
I mean, was
You
anybody?
had a troll in the very beginning, but.
Oh,
it was
not them. I
gone.
don't care about them.
Oh, Deborah Kovac was on here.
Oh, what's up, Deb? How you doing? Good to see you. Good to hear from you. Glad you're here.
And in the beginning, Super Unicorn asked, oh shit, my battery's dead. Super Unicorn asked if they give you any type of information about the person when you buy the stuff.
Zero.
Yeah, and
Nothing.
like all of
You
this
get
stuff.
no information when you buy these storage units
Yeah,
about the person.
all this stuff that
And
we
you-
figured out about him was from going through all of the.
Yeah, it's like
stuff.
reverse engineering somebody's life. I mean, not that that's what you're trying to do. You're not just trying to figure out what happened to somebody or why they lost their storage unit. You're sorry about the noise. You're trying to make a profit. Like that's yeah, that or get some new furniture for your house if you lost it all or whatever the thing is that you're buying a unit for, but usually it's to make a profit. But sometimes you find stuff like this, and I think this is kind of like history. I don't know. Like, this is amazing that this kid did, like, you don't see people do this kind of stuff. Okay, here's the interior of the Alto L. What do we have here? We have an automatic gear shift. Oh man, I need to. Microphone to back component of car. Steering stick. Water tank. I'm going to show you guys this. I have to try to read it. Water pump speed, water flow, what? Speedometer and RPM turbine. This kid, this guy.
Cheryl said you might need to call the Smithsonian.
Inflatable? Seriously? The kid that invented the Tesla in the 60s. Inflatable gas bag door? Like the doors, the side airbags? Dude, you had this shit figured out. Inflatable gas bag door on both sides. This dude had side airbags in the doors. So I'm sorry, I'm keeping this from you guys. Here's his, let's see if I can do this. All right. Here's his steering stick. There's the, looks like a 3-speed. It's got neutral, reverse drive, L1 and L2. Radio. Cubby hole. Anyway, there's the inflatable gas bag doors. And what else am I missing on here? Oh yeah, microphone to back compartment or component. What did he say? Air vent. Huh. Right. There was a CIA coin in that locker. The challenge
was.
coin. They probably like saw this kid when he was this old and were like, hello, Mr. and Mrs. Miller.
True Kism said, hey Mike, glad to see you've been thinking about your brother.
Cool, thank you, glad you're here. Yeah, we're okay, I mean like, okay for the most part. Busy working, trying to keep up with finances. Okay, frame of Alto SS. This dude drew the frame. He drew like a tube frame like they built in Texas to go hit quarter-mile tracks. It's like a tube chassis. Kids drawing tube chassis. If anybody's ever been into drag racing, you know, like, you gotta build the roll cage and all that stuff. And the tube frames are Alto SS. Okay, oh, okay, so this is what the SS looks like. It's a little more streamlined than the Alto that we saw earlier. So that's the Alto SS. And frame and electrical system, Alto L, outline of body, roof, electrical wires. He's got red and blue. Camera, the camera in the front to send images to the computer, to the hydraulic system, to even it out over bumps. Let me see this. Yeah, I could not do a YouTube video about this and share this with people. I hope that people see this. I don't want to make it too long, but I mean, that's the whole thing. This guy spent, I mean, unless he just worked on this like every day during the summer or something like that. I don't know. He spent a lot of hours. However long it was a lot of hours. And the dude basically invented like, there's like no atomic power in a Tesla, but like computer systems for with the camera for hydraulic shock system in the 60s. That's amazing. Like a young brain to think. That was before somebody like told this guy to stop thinking. Anyway, there's like so many adults that couldn't even pull that off right now. I'm one of them. Yeah, that's it. That's the whole envelope. The storage unit was one of the. I've been doing this for a long time. It was one of the most interesting ones that I've ever seen. And I completely upgraded my tool collection for work, and sold a bunch of tools. Learned some new stuff about Aboriginal art. This dude traveled everywhere, Australia, just a lot of places. Gyms, all kinds of things. So, but oh yeah, a bunch of that's just, oh here is totally self marketing right now. A bunch of that stuff is on my eBay store.
You have a couple of questions.
Who's that chick? She looks hot.
Huh?
Andrea F. Oh, that's you. What? What did you say?
You have a couple questions.
Oh, okay. Should I take this thing off here? Yes.
Has the targeting minimized for light?
Oh, I don't want to talk about that right now.
Or
This
just the
this
other
video
side?
this video is about that dude's car design, and if you want to talk about that, that's not this video.
Do a different video on that?
Yeah. If you haven't noticed on YouTube, if you're like, well, unless you're like newer to my channel, I haven't been on here talking about that. I won't not talk about it like on a nationally syndicated talk show. If somebody said, "Hey, will you come on like whatever and talk to us about this?" I would, but that's not what this video is about. So, not to like ruffle anybody's feathers or anything like that. It's not this video, yo. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video about Clayton Miller's car design when he was. I still don't know how old he was. There was no dates on this. But go back and listen to a couple of those parts, or look at some of those, just the engineers. Like, go check that stuff out and tell me in the comments, like, did this guy just throw a bunch of stuff out here that like there's zero chance any of that would work, or did he actually kind of have an idea of what he was doing? I mean, he figured out airbags. He figured out the audio-visual hydraulic assisted, or yeah, I got the wording wrong on that, but anyway, audio assisted hydraulic shock absorption system, something like that, figured out. And what else? What else? I don't know. Anyway, I thought it was impressive. That couldn't not get shared. Lynn Maynard said, "It's cool, Mike. I respect your choice not to talk." Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. No worries. Never caught live stream. Hope all is well. Okay. There's no like questions about this dude's car or anything like that, or like an atomic motor hooked to a 12 something turbine. I don't know. I just thought it was funny. All right. Well, I hope somebody sees at least some of this, and this guy gets some credit for figuring that stuff out at that age. All right. That's it. See y'all later.